Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video I showed you how you can make your own hour indexes and how you can fill them with luminous paste. And in today's video actually I will show you how you can make your own cliche. I will try to explain it more detailed because I had some people reaching out to me on how they can make their own cliche. Well, the thing is, when you make your own cliche, it's not that easy. Like I said before in the previous video, it took me around a year to learn this and to figure out the depth and to figure out the viscosity of the paint and everything. And I will show you actually today, because in the previous video I showed you only how I can make basically the logo and like this minutes as well. But in today's video I will show you how you can make everything and how you can even put numbers and everything. Again, the settings are this. It kind of depends on what laser are you using. So I'm using a comb marker, 50 watts. The settings might change if you're using for example, I don't know, like 100 watts or even more powerful than that. These are the settings for 50 watts, so keep that in mind. So these are the settings. So another thing that you have to consider is the material that you're using. So for example, this is my cliche, like I showed you before. It's stainless steel, so it will be ideal to use stainless steel and not use something else, because for example, if you use whatever brass or aluminum or whatever, it will scratch easily. But this is what I'm using. Of course, even stainless steel comes in different strengths as well. I don't know, probably the machine that I showed you before in the previous video has more thick stainless steel, and probably that one is different. Like I said, I don't know, you kind of have to figure this thing out by yourself. So when you use a fiber laser, doesn't really have a depth. So usually it's CNC machines, they have a depth, so you can actually set it on, I don't know, 0.2 or 0.3 or something like that, and the CNC machine does the rest. When you work with the laser, it doesn't really have a depth, so you kind of have to figure it out yourself on how deep it is, and you have to test it a lot. Like I said, because I'm using these pieces of stainless steel. I have many, and like I said, as you see, it has on this side and on this side as well. So I can use it 4 times, like I explained in the previous video. And because of that, I have so many of them, so I can actually do a lot of tests and stuff like that. But like I said, I mean, if I will show you a picture, I do have a picture, but I don't have the pieces anymore. I think I have around, I would say like around 30 or 40 pieces already that I messed them up in the past year when I learned. So imagine how many I had to buy and how many I messed up. I threw them away because they were actually very, very heavy. But yeah, this thing you don't learn overnight. It's not something that you learn overnight. Only I know how much fumes I inhaled with trying the pad printing. I had to wear a mask at one point. I really hope I'm healthy actually, because I mean, I'm telling you, like, on the amount of fumes I inhaled, and my shop, because everything that I'm doing in my barber shop, and my shop was actually, even customers, they were actually noticing that the smell was too strong. You could smell it from, I don't even know, like from 10 meters away or something like that. So if you go in this journey of watchmaking, you kind of have to support all the things that it comes with. You know, it's like I said, you can't really learn overnight these things. So again, I can't really say that I'm 100% there. I mean, there are so many things that you have to learn when it comes to watchmaking. Well, I forgot this this 11 from here. Well, okay. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, it's there are a lot of things when you learn watchmaking. It's I don't know, there are some things that you have to learn. For example, like again, the viscosity of the paint. The viscosity of the paint, it kind of depends, like I said in the previous video, about it all depends on the weather. It's all about like the temperature of the room and everything. So it's not really that, I don't know, like you're not gonna have the same paint all the time, so you kind of have to thin it a bit every time. So again, another thing that is very important is when you sand this after you engrave it on the piece of metal. Like I said in the previous video, again, sand it and sand it very well, very well. So I'm using this loop, and as you see, is duct tape here, has two glasses inside, two of the magnifying glasses inside. So basically I made it sort of like a microscope sort of thing. So it's like, I think it's 40 times. So it's, I don't even know if I can show you guys. So as you see, it's very close. So keep in mind that you have to use a proper magnifying glass, not the normal one, not the 10 times one or not the 15 times one. Just make it, if you have a microscope, that will be even helpful. That will be even better, to be honest, because let me show you guys if I can show you guys this. So for example, I made this one for the previous for the other watch that I made. I don't even know. As you see, the writing and everything has to be immaculate. Well, but anyway, the point is that you really have to sand it very well. Yeah, so that's one that you have to do. And another thing that you have to do is, which is the most important, is the viscosity of the paint, the ink that you're using. That's very important. So if it's too thick, then it will not go. It will not, I mean, to be honest, even if you buy those, they are, you can actually find them already made on AliExpress. They can make it customized for you with your own logo or whatever. But even if you buy it from them, you're still gonna have a problem of I don't know, like if you don't have a proper ink, and if you don't have the viscosity of the ink proper, you're still gonna have a problem. No matter, even if I do it for you, it will not matter. It's all about you. It's all about how you use the ink, and the scraper as well. It matters a lot. So for example, the machine that I showed you before, it came with different types of these cliches. It's like a square, it's like 50 by 50. That's a huge problem. They actually suck, to be honest, because the thing is, what you have on those 50 ones, because they are so small, when you use the scraper, you can't scrape proper. You know, like it will just, for example, if you scrape it from here, and if you go here, you will break your blade on the scraper. Trust me, because that's why I switched to these ones. It does not work. So if you have the same machine that I have, if you saw my videos, the previous videos, if you have the same machine that I have, switch. Do some improvements on the machine. Do something else on the machine and use this type of cliches, because these ones, they are much longer, and when you scrape, as you see where it stops here. You see the line, for example. So when actually no, I'm lying, it stops somewhere here. So when I scrape it all the way, so it gives me enough space to be able to scrape proper, and that's very important as well. So when you scrape, for example, when you sand this, you have to sand it very, very, very well. And when you scrape, how should I explain this? Do not leave anything behind, any paint behind. So you just have to scrape it once. Basically, this is the way I got used to, of scraping it once. I don't scrape it from here and from here as well. I only scrape it once from here. And make sure that you take all the paint off from the cliche. If you still have some paint left on the cliche, then you will not have a clear writing. So that being said, I will show you guys how I do this. So if you're familiar with the laser, and if you're familiar with the light burn, all you have to do is test it first. So you have pass 9, interval 100, speed 500, power max 30, and frequency 60. Make sure that the focus is proper, and the way you check the focus is like this. So I have this one here just to know the size of, because for example, if you're planning to use the cliche in the future, it's okay to just have it the size of the dial or the size of the cliche, basically the size of this. So make sure that you put this one. Basically this one, like I said, is for you to use it in the future if you want to use it, just to have it like numbered or whatever. But at the same time, this will be a test for you to see if the focus is okay on the laser, and if basically to not ruin the cliche, basically. So what you have to do is now frame, see where it goes. So it goes in the corner. Yeah. So what you have to do now is just click start. So as you see here, now is not focused enough, because sparks, they have to be a bit more than this. So what you have to do is go a bit down like this, for example. So now is focused proper. You need to see these sparks. It's very, very important to see these sparks. If you don't see these sparks, then it's not focused proper. And now you can actually stop, because this one you don't really need it. This one was just for a test. Okay, so now you take the whole thing, including the 11, which I forgot. Okay. You can test it like this, for example, to see if everything is okay. Okay, and now you start engraving. You see the sparks? This is the way it should look. Like I said, it's very important, the sparks, to be exactly the way you see them now. So this will take around, I would say, 10 minutes for the whole thing. And another thing that you have to keep in mind, these lines here, these ones, they are very important. Like I explained to you before in the previous video, keep them here because they are very important. Okay, so I will let this one engrave here, and I will come back afterwards to show you the result and to show you how you have to sand it. Okay, so now it's done. looks like this. It took around 13 minutes or so, and this is the way it looks. And so what I'm using to sand is something like this. I think it's 600 grit, and you just sand it. And I will start sanding it, and I will show you guys how it will look at the end and how it should look at the end. So this is the way this is the way it should look like after you sand it. As you see, if you zoom in, so this is the cliche after you sand it. Make sure, like I said in a previous video, make sure that you're using a magnifying glass, a very powerful magnifying glass actually. If you have a microscope, it will be even better. But just make sure that you look for anything, for example, the writing, it has to be clear, like proper clear, the numbers as well, the minutes as well, every single thing has to be clear. So the sanding process is quite something, honestly. Exactly when you think you made it, well, you kind of have to do it again and again and again and again, because the thing is, it's stainless steel, so nothing can really happen if you're using let's just say like a 600 grit or 500 grit or something like that. Nothing can happen to the metal because it's stainless steel. It will take a long time to take something from the steel, especially with the 4 or 5 or 600 grit. I think you will have to use around 100 grit, or you will have to, I don't know, use like a rotary machine or something like that to take something from the thickness. But if you use it by if you're doing it by hand, nothing can happen. So this is the way it should look like after you sand it. And now I will test it, and I will show you guys how it looks like, the final result. Okay, so after you clean the surface, you have to clean it properly. I showed you in the previous video how to clean the surface of the cliche. You need one of these, one of the test dials. I lost mine, but I just found this one. Basically this one is for something else, but I kind of have to look for the other one. You always need a test dial to see if everything is in order. And now we're gonna test to see how it will look on this test dial. So all you have to do is first check the viscosity of the ink to see if it's thick or if it's too watery. And the way you test it is just apply it basically and see how it looks like. So as you see, I will have to check to see if it goes, if it works if I apply another layer. If not, then that means the thickness of the ink is too thick. When you see this for example, the 3, the 12, basically almost all of them, if they are not clear the way they should be, that means the thickness of the paint is too thick, so I will try again with another layer, basically, to see if it will work. Every time when you put if you do another layer on the top of the other one, make sure that you clean the cliche again. Do not put ink on the one that was already there. You will have a problem of a shadow sort of thing. So when you apply it the second time, you will have a bit of a shadow, and that's a pain. Yeah, as you see, it's still the same. So again, like I said, in this case is the viscosity of the ink that need to be adjusted, because like I said, if you're not using it for a long period of time, it gets thicker. So after you thin it a bit, then it should be okay. But as you see, everything is very clear. The 6, the 5, made in England, Swiss movement, the logo as well. Everything is very clear, so that means it's proper sanded, so that's not really a problem. The only problem is the viscosity of the ink, so it needs to be a bit thinner. So I will have to make it thinner, and then I will check again. As you see, it's much better now. I will try to swipe from a different direction as well. Usually it happens when so basically if you scrape it from one direction only, you're gonna have this this problem that the 9 and the 3 it will not take, and it takes only the 6 and the 12, 11 and 1, as you see. I don't know if you can see this. 1 second. Yeah. So you see it takes this side, the bottom side and the top side as well, but it doesn't take these ones. So what you have to do in case of this happens, again, you have to clean the cliche. Like I said, you clean it after every use, basically. Every time when you use it, you clean it. So you clean the cliche, and then you try applying, and again you clean the silicone pad as well. Like I showed you before, you clean it with, I don't know if you can see. Anyway, you clean it with the sticky tape. Okay, so now we go, because we went from left to right when I scrape it, and now we go from top to bottom. We're gonna try that way, and in case that doesn't work either, then again you have to thin the ink a bit more, because as you see, it's already a bit of a difference from the way it looked before and the way it looks now. So that was because I thinned the ink. So basically, when you thin the ink, it's not really, it's more like science, it's more like visual thing, it's more like testing on and on and on to see if everything works proper. So it's not really a quantity, or no one really can tell you exactly on how much you can put. As you see, now it's much better. this is just a test, just to show you guys how it looks and what you can achieve and what I achieved by myself. Basically, no one really showed me these things. So so this is how it looks like. Of course, I mean, it's, as you see on automatic, for example, it's a like speck of dust or whatever, but that's really up to you. You kind of have to clean it very well. And as you see, the scrape, I went from up to down this time. And as you see, at 9 o'clock you can still see a bit, at 12 o'clock as well. But again, if you adjust the ink, if you make it thinner, then it should be okay. Or it's really up to you guys. You can actually, I don't know, stamp it one more time. I mean, for numbers, for example, if you want to do numbers, it's okay to be a bit thicker. They are okay to be a bit thicker, so it's not really a problem. So I would recommend, in case you want, I would recommend, for example, to do this separately, to do these numbers and the minutes and everything on another cliche, and do the logo and the writing on another cliche. I mean, it's really up to you guys, because the thing is, the numbers, like I said, they have to be thicker, but the more you apply, the more thick will be automatic and whatever you want to write here, and the logo. So keep in mind, the thicker it is, the more you lose the quality and the clarity, because the thing is, the numbers, they are very large, as you see, and these ones, they are very tiny. So the more you apply, the more layers you apply on these small ones, you're gonna lose the quality, and it's not gonna be so clear, basically. But these ones, you're not gonna lose anything. So keep in mind this: you can do the numbers on one cliche, and you can do the rest, the tiny bits, on another cliche, and that will actually work very well. This is what I'm usually doing as well, but like I said, this is just a test to show you guys. To be honest, I'm not even gonna use this cliche. I just did it for the purpose of this video. But yeah, keep in mind this, and I will show you guys now. I will apply another layer for you guys to see how exactly what I mean when I mean that if you apply 3 layers or 4 layers, what impact will have on the small writing. So I will apply one now, and I will show you guys. Sorry for the quality of the videos. I'm using a phone at the moment, so to be honest, I'm kind of new of making videos and everything. So like I said, yeah, bear with me a bit with these things. I'm not really a vlogger myself, so I'm just doing, like I said, I'm just doing this one for helping other people of making their own watches. And this part, for example, is the most difficult part, which a lot of people, they don't know how to do it, and a lot of watchmakers, they don't know how to do it. I had a lot of people asking me how I do it and stuff like that, so that's why I'm making a more detailed video. And because before, in the previous video, I showed you how you can apply it, but I only show you like the logo and everything, basically, like small details and stuff. But in this one, I will try to explain as much as possible and showing you like more, basically, like numbers and everything. So yeah, so like I said, bear with me with my videos. So now I'm applying another layer, but I will do it again from top to bottom to see how that looks. When you apply paint, or when you apply ink, do not apply too much. I will show you guys how much I applied. So something like this. There are some watchmakers out there that they apply the ink in the middle, in the center, and then they scrape it or whatever. I don't know. I mean, this is the way they do it. This is the way I do it. It's not really a rule on how you have to apply. You just basically you just apply it the way it suits you. The pressure again when you apply it, do not scrape it. Do not press too hard, because if you press too hard, then you'll be a problem, because you will damage the cliche. So as you see, this is basically the third stamp. I don't know if you can see. Usually I'm looking at them with the magnifying glass, but as you see, in general, actually it's okay. It's all about the light as well. Let me take this one from here. Let me see if I can show it to you in more light. As I said, this is the final result. You see the writing is still clear, and this tiny writing here, it all depends on the way you sand the cliche. That's very, very important. Again, the writing on the logo as well, as you see, is very clear. The numbers as well, all the minutes as well, they are very clear. So it's very, very, very important, you guys, how you sand the cliche. Okay, so this is actually looking very well. Again, the numbers, you can choose anything you want. Keep in mind, when you choose the number, the how should I say, like the font is Arial, which that's why they are like so thick, the numbers and everything. But keep in mind, everything that you're using, if you go, for example, you see like this minutes, the thinner you go, the harder will be to stamp. So keep in mind, when you use, for example, Made in England and Swiss movement, they are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 0.5 millimeter or something like that, so 0.5. If you go smaller than that, you'll have a chance to not stamp it. I did not try smaller than this, but I think this is the smallest. This is like the average. Basically, you can barely see it with the naked eye. So for example, I see it, but from a bit of a distance you can't see it anymore. But anyway, keep in mind, when you use the numbers as well, I can do anything, but at the beginning it's okay to start with this, just to test it and stuff like that. Just try with Arial, with the normal one. Alright, so if you want more videos, and if you have any questions regarding all of this, feel free to ask, leave me a comment, and I will try to answer as quick as possible. Yeah, so if you like this video, subscribe, like, all the above. Alright, bye bye now.